Segment 1. A quiet beginning. Tonight, we're going to move slowly and gently backward through time, away from glowing screens, away from traffic sounds, away from the steady hum of modern life, and into a world lit only by fire, moonlight, and the rising sun. A world where nearly every person you would meet, no matter the culture, language, or continent, was connected to the land, to soil, to seasons, to survival. We're going to imagine the life of an ancient farmer, not the peaceful painting of a golden field, not the romantic picture of simple country life, but the real, ordinary, everyday experience, the kind of life that shaped most human history. As we move through this world, slowly, calmly, you may begin to notice something. This life was simple, yes, but simple did not mean easy. So allow your breathing to slow. Picture the air cool and still before sunrise. A faint grey light on the horizon. The smell of earth, damp and quiet, waiting for another day of work. Segment 2. The day begins before the sun. There were no alarm clocks in ancient villages, no glowing numbers beside the bed. Instead, morning came with a feeling, a habit formed over years, a quiet awareness that it was time. You would wait before sunrise. The room still dark, the air cool though, the fire reduced to soft, fading embers. You might hear animals shifting outside, a distant rooster, or the wind moving through wooden walls. Your body would already feel used, not fully rested, because days of labor rarely allow deep, easy sleep. Before eating, before speaking much, the day had already begun. You would step outside, the ground damp beneath your feet, grass wet with dew, the sky slowly lightening, but still pale. This early hour was not peaceful in a relaxing sense. It was quiet because work had not yet filled the world with noise, but it was also heavy with expectation. There was much to do. There was always much to do. Segment 3. Farming without machines. Today, machines carry the burden. Engines pull plows. Irrigation flows automatically. Harvesters sweep through fields in hours. In ancient times, your body was the machine. To prepare a field meant breaking the soil by hand, or guiding animals through thick, stubborn earth. Wooden plows were heavy and rough. They did not glide easily. They caught on roots, rocks, uneven ground. Each step forward required effort. Your hands gripping worn wood, your feet pushing into soil for balance, the sun climbing higher, sweat forming early in the day. You would bend often to remove stones, to clear weeds, to shape rows for planting. These movements, repeated thousands of times, became a permanent part of the body. Back muscles tight, fingers stiff, skin thickened and cracked. There was no shortcut. The field was large, and every part of it depended on you. Segment 4. The uncertainty of weather. Perhaps the most constant weight on a farmer's mind was the sky. You could do everything correctly. Prepare the soil. Plant at the right time. Work from dawn to dusk. And still, the weather decided the outcome. A week without rain could turn green shoots yellow. Too much rain could drown roots quietly underground. A single night of frost, after weeks of growth, could undo everything. There were no satellite images, no forecasts. You read the world instead. Cloud shapes, wind direction, the way animals behaved. And even then, nature could surprise you. This uncertainty never left. It sat quietly in the background of daily life. Every time you looked at the sky, you were asking a question you could not control. Segment 5. Food was never guaranteed. It may seem strange, but people who grew food were never completely sure they would have enough. Harvests could be good, but they could also be just barely enough. Grain had to last months, carefully stored, protected from moisture, pests, mold. Meals were simple. Bread made from coarse flour, porridge, beans or lentils, seasonal vegetables. Meat was occasional. Flavor was less important than fullness. And during poor years, portions shrank quietly. Hunger did not always arrive dramatically. It was gradual, a feeling of lightness, of less strength, of moving more slowly. Food was precious. Every crumb mattered. Segment 6. The body wears down. Ancient farming shaped the body over time, not in a balanced, healthy way, but through repetition and strain, lifting baskets of grain, carrying water, digging, cutting, bending, day after day, year after year. Pain became familiar. A sore back was normal, a stiff knee expected, hands permanently rough. Injuries happened often. A twisted ankle, a cut from a blade, a fall in uneven ground. There was no medical leave, no rest period built into the system. If you could stand, you worked. And over decades, the body slowly wore down. Segment 7. Seasons ruled. Everything life did not move evenly. Spring meant urgency. Fields had to be ready. Seeds planted at the right moment. Summer brought maintenance, weeding, watching for pests, praying for balanced rain. Autumn was harvest. Long days. Everyone involved. Grain cut, gathered, stored before weather changed. Winter slowed the pace, but did not stop work. Tools repaired, clothes mended, animals cared for indoors. The year turned like a wheel, and you turned with it. Segment 8. Animals needed you. Constantly. Animals were partners in survival, but they were also responsibility. They needed daily care, feeding before you fed yourself, watering, cleaning shelters. If a fence broke, if a predator came, if illness spread, you responded immediately. Animals did not wait for convenience. They depended on you completely. Segment 9. Illness was dangerous. Even small sickness carried risk. A fever could last days. A wound could worsen. Medical knowledge was limited. Herbs, rest, hope. And still, work continued. Crops could not pause. Animals still needed care. You moved more slowly, but you still moved. Segment 10. Childhood was work. Children learned early. Small tasks at first. Carrying kindling, scaring birds from fields. Then larger roles. Tending animals, helping harvest. Childhood blended into adulthood without a clear line. Responsibility came early. Segment 11. No escape from routine days was similar. Tasks repeated, fields the same, tools the same. Life moved in circles, not forward and new, but round and familiar. Segment 12. Taxes and rulers. After the harvest, not all food stayed. A share went to rulers. Grain, labour, goods. Obligations tied farmers to systems beyond the village. Even success did not mean complete security. Segment 13. Community, but also pressure. Village life offered help. Shared tools, shared labour, but also expectations. Roles were known. Paths rarely changed. Segment 14. Aging on the farm. There was no retirement. Work lessened only when the body could no longer continue. Elders helped where they could. Life slowed, but effort never fully stopped. Segment 15. A gentle reflection. And so, this was the rhythm. Soil, sun, uncertainty. A life of endurance rather than comfort. And now, in the quiet of the present, with soft light, steady temperature, and food close by, you can let that distant world fade. The fields grow dim. The tools are set down. The wind moves gently over empty land. And you